Hi, this is Scott from Shop Conscious, and today we're going to learn about the difference between unnatural ethyl ester fish oils and natural form fish oil. We're going to give you some tools that will make easier navigation of fish oil products. First is the styrofoam cup test. This test will give you a 100% definitive result to answer the question of whether or not your fish oil is safe or highly processed. The second is label reading, but we'll get to that later. Our first product is extra virgin olive oil. We're using this as our control because olive oil is full of polyunsaturated fats, and we're showing that polyunsaturated fats in of themselves is not the cause. Our next product is ethically sourced and unrefined salmon fish oil, which you can buy, surprisingly, from CVS. As you can see, we've opened them so you can see that they are not tampered with. They are unadulterated product, and it squirts right in there. 2 soft gels into the styrofoam. You just poke a hole and then you can squirt it in there. Next, we're using lemon juice. There are a lot of naysayers on the internet who will argue the validity of this test. They'll say that lemon juice also can dissolve styrofoam cup. But because lemon juice is citric acid, and citric acid is polar and styrofoam is non-polar, we're debunking this. Finally, we are putting in an ethyl ester fish oil into the last cup. This is Manami Nutrition's More EPA Platinum product, purchased for around $30, and it's only available online and in health food stores. Manami Nutrition, distributed by Garden of Life, utilizes Bioceutica's KD Pure supercritical extraction technology in the creation of their oils, and is one of the most concentrated unnatural ethyl ester products available without a prescription to date. As with the other fish oil product, just take 2 capsules, poke a hole with your pen, and squirt. So let's let the oil sit, interact with the polystyrene styrofoam cups, and let's learn more about what an ethyl ester is. So esters aren't inherently bad in their own right. Many substances in our body are esters, like DNA. Polyunsaturated fats are esters as well. They just don't go through an esterification process of being rinsed with solvents like hexane and superheated with sulfuric acid and other processes like that. So it used to be, when we created fish oils, we would heat up the soup substance, and then we could separate some of the components, and then as it cooled, it would recombine along the triglyceride backbone to form the natural structure of fish oil that we normally think of. But in the 80s, we were able to create this industrial method of fish oil synthesis where we would wash the substance with hexane to remove some of the superfluous compounds that we didn't want. And then we would heat the substance and treat it with sulfuric acid in order that we might be able to remove the glycerol backbone and then attach the ethanol as the substitute attachment point where you normally have the glyceride backbone. See the patent on the creation of ethyl esters to learn more about the harsh chemical solvents and heat used in the creation of the man-made synthetic ethyl ester. This can be found in detail on our Fishy Links section of shopconscious.org. So yes, Manami and every other purified or molecularly distilled ethyl ester fish oil product has been processed in this way, regardless of misleading label advertising. So in nature, fish fats exist primarily in phospholipid and triglyceride forms. And you can see from our picture how the ethyl ester differs from this. Instead of attaching itself to the triglyceride backbone, it has attached itself through esterification with an ethyl functional group. So because of these methyl functional groups, the acetone can act as a nonpolar solvent for this nonpolar substance, polystyrene, weakening the chemical bonds just enough that the air in between these long chains of ethylbenzene can escape, essentially dissolving the styrofoam. And this is what is happening, and because the ethyl ester end to the fatty acid in ethyl ester polyunsaturated fats are composed of methyl functional groups, essentially, it's dissolving the cup through a very similar mechanism. So when you look at the two molecules of DHA, the ethyl ester and the natural glyceride molecule, if you take a look at the alpha end, which is the front end, the DHA molecule attached to the glyceride backbone, once separated, will have a carboxylic acid end cap. The ethyl ester version will not. And this is the fundamental difference between these two molecules in structure and why they interact differently with our body at the cellular level. The natural DHA molecule is the one which is interacting with your cardiovascular cells, giving you all the health benefits of lowered blood pressure, etc. The ethyl ester version is not able to propagate these same effects. In fact, it is competing with the natural version for the same receptor sites, thereby occluding your body from being able to utilize the health benefits from the natural molecule. So how can one tell if fish oil product is an ethyl ester? Well, reading the label is not the easiest method, but in some cases is accurate and more affordable than the styrofoam cup test. Although a styrofoam cup test isn't exactly a bank breaker either. If a fish oil supplement facts panel uses the terms purified, molecularly distilled, or supercritical, it has been put through the ethyl ester factory process. Some brands, such as Nordic Naturals, rebuild the ethyl ester into a triglyceride structure. This is not a natural structure and is man-made or an artificial triglyceride. The most obvious and accurate test to reveal the chemical structure of fish oil is the styrofoam cup test. So let's come back now and take a look at our results. Our first cup is the virgin olive oil with the polyunsaturated fats, and as you can see, it has not melted through the cup. It has maintained its integrity. Our next cup, which is the ethically sourced unrefined fish oil also has not eaten through the cup. And this is because it maintains its natural glycerol form. Our next cup, which is the citric acid, as you can see, it also has not eaten through the cup and has maintained its integrity, thus debunking the myth that citric acid will eat through styrofoam and as a natural product, therefore the test is invalid. But this test is really just an indication of chemical structure in the ethyl-ester fish oil product, which is our final product. And as you can see, it has eaten through the cup. A clear indication that this is an ethyl-ester. While this does not indicate what will happen in your body, it does provide you with a nice litmus test regarding the form of your fish oil. So try it at home with your own. Take 2 soft gels or a tablespoon of your liquid and pierce or pour the liquid in any styrofoam cup. Let it sit for about 10 to 20 minutes. If it melts, it's positive for chemical solvents.